coming into this contest after the stint on the disabled list for Rich Harden, he had been throwing the ball very well, but of course it was one of those situations where they will continue to monitor his pitch count as he continues to build back that strength that he lost while on the DL nursing that oblique. And so the A's right-hander tonight facing a team that has had some success against him, it would have been a good idea for him to try to keep the pitch count down. One of the things that he ran into, as well as rookie left-hander Gustavo Chacín, was perhaps a little bit of some inconsistent umpiring behind the plate, and it didn't help either starting pitcher, Chacín and Batista, who both, I think, left a little earlier than they had planned on. There was no scoring in the first inning, but the A's would get on the board in the second. In the top of the second, Bobby Kelty would lead off the frame with a single to center. And then Eric Burns, who had gotten the start in left field for the Athletics tonight, has only really been starting against left-handed pitchers. And that's sort of the bad news, good news thing. It's bad news he's not playing every day, but good news is that usually in situations where he's going to start, you have a pretty good idea that he can do some damage against the left-hand pitcher. He had an opportunity here with a runner on.
And the 2-2 delivery. Burns, it's a drive down the left field line in the corner. It's going to be gone, and the A's have taken a 2-0 lead. Eric Burns, a rocket to left off the facade of the second deck. His 7th home run. His second off Chacín this year, and 2-0 Athletics. Boy, that one was killed.
So Burns getting the 7th home run of the year for him in that second inning, making it 2-0 Athletics. And the pitching was pretty good considering that it was a little bit of a high-wire act for both of the pitchers, including Rich Harden, who was in and out of trouble really his entire 5 innings plus that he performed tonight, including in the 4th inning. The inning started with Aaron Hill flying out to left, but then Greg Zahn, the Blue Jays catcher, who always seems to give the A's trouble, he doubled to deep right, after which the A's, well, they obviously were still at that point with a 2-0 lead, trying to protect that lead as much as possible. And coming up were Eric Hinske and Reed Johnson. He got Eric Hinske to strike out swinging, and Reed Johnson still had a chance to get the Jays on the board with 2 outs.
Zahn at second, and the 0-2 pitch to Johnson, swung on and missed, pitch in the dirt, and after Zahn got to second with a double, Rich Harden comes back with a strikeout of Hinske and a strikeout of Johnson, and after 4, still 2-0 Athletics.
So a couple of strikeouts there, 2 of the 5 coming in that inning, 5 total for Harden on the night. Moving ahead to the bottom of the 5th inning, Harden's still in there against the Blue Jays, and the inning started innocently enough with a pop out to second base. It looked like Harden maybe was going to be able to get the A's farther into the contest. But then it was the former Athletic who had a 3-for-3 night for the Blue Jays last night, Frank Menechino. He got aboard with a walk. And after a fly ball out to right field by Russ Adams, the next batter up was Frank Catalinato on a play in which I think that if you were to ask Eric Burns, the play he might have been able to make, but that wasn't exactly the case in this situation here.
0-1 now. Catalinato chips it to left, sinking. Burns coming on and can't get it. Now it goes by him. Menechino's to second. He's going to go to third. They'll stop him there. And pulling up at second is Catalinato with a double. And now the Blue Jays have second and third and 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. Burns coming on, trying to make a reaching, lunging, backhanded catch, and didn't actually dive for the ball. And then it got by him.
So not an enviable position to be in at this point now, with runners at second and third, and one of the most feared hitters in the American League coming to bat in Vernon Wells.
All right, once again, the 2-2 to Vernon Wells is on the way. Swung on, ripped to left. If it's fair, it's gone right down the line, and it is gone. And a 3-run home run for Vernon Wells. And that quickly, that shoots Toronto into a 3-2 lead. Vernon Wells with his 17th home run. He hooks it right inside the foul pole.
Blue Jays took the lead there, a lead that they would not give up, even though Gustavo Chacín, who started the top of the 6th for the Blue Jays, he didn't finish the 6th. Vinny Chult came in out of the pen, got Bobby Kelty to pop out to third. to end the inning. Rich Harden still in the contest for the A's as they went to the bottom half. It was Reed Johnson walking to start things off, and then Gabe Gross with another walk. So back-to-back free passes, 6 walks in total on the night for Rich Harden as he got lifted at that point. Ricardo Rincon came on to relieve him, and he got the next guy out, who was Frankie Menachino. But the problem is, with the runners on, it moved both Reed Johnson and Gabe Gross up. Johnson to third, Gross to second, and then a walk to Russ Adams. So Rincon sort of doing a job, getting one guy and not getting another, and it created a sticky situation once again, as it did in the 5th inning with Frank Catalanato coming to bat.
3-1, 1 out, bases loaded. Pause at the belt, and now the pitch on the way. Swung on, line drive, backhand on a hop. Crosby knocks it down at short, throws to second, not in time. Everybody's safe, a run is in, and it's 4-2 Toronto. Catalanato hit it hard to the hole between third and short. Crosby diving to his right to the backhand side, knocked it down. The ball rolled in front of him briefly. He threw to second, but not in time. And it's an infield single for Catalanato. Johnson scored. Gross went to third. Adams to second. At first is Catalanato. The bases remain loaded, and Kiko Calero is coming out of the A's bullpen to face Vernon Wells.
And Kiko Calero did a good job as he was able to end the inning with no further damage, with the score at that point 4-2, and that's the way it finished, as the bullpens were both very good from that point out. The Blue Jays using Pete Walker, Scott Schoenweiss, and Miguel Batista the rest of the way, as the A's had Kiko Calero putting up 1 2/3 scoreless. Ron Flores, the rookie left-hander of the A's, who came in and pitched bottom of the 8th without giving up a base runner. To the top of the 9th, after Miguel Batista had pitched to Bobby Kelty in the top of the 8th inning to finish the 8th, he had come on to look for the save in the 9th inning. The A's thought maybe they could get something going with 3 left-handed bats due up in order in the top of the 9th inning. Dan Johnson, who didn't get aboard, neither did Nick Swisher, and that led to the last shot for Scott Hatterberg.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Hatterberg waiting a left-handed stick. And Batista's pitch. Swung on and missed, struck him out down and away. Fastball, mid-90s. Batista gets the save. The A's go down 1-2-3. And for the first time over a stretch of 11 series, somebody beats the A's in a series. A's 1-2-3 in the 9th, the final score. Blue Jays 4, Athletics 2.
And that's the way it finished. Again, the winning pitcher, Gustavo Chacín, now 7-5. The loss going to Rich Harden, who is 5-4. The 15th save of the year for right-hander Miguel Batista. 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors for the Blue Jays. 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Athletics. The game was played in 3 hours and 1 minute before a paid announced crowd of 22,339. We'll take a look at some of the other scores in baseball when we